2017 has, thus far, been a great year for video games. So it's kind of strange that this year's E3 seems to be... meh. Maybe I'm just jaded. Maybe the world being on fire and full of death has this video games conference feeling less important. Maybe it's the looming advent of DNA CRISPR and the human revolution it may start and millions of lives it may save. I don't know. Let's go through each of the publishers one by one and try to deduce the most logical and purely scientific reason why.
Father.
Oh, hey Robot Son from the Titanfall 2 episode, how are you doing?
Father, there is a large noise outside.
Oh, I'm sure it's just this big air conditioner. It is very, very warm, so there's going to be a burr on the recording. And this is my way of explaining it to the audience, but in a narrative form.
Okay, I will be in the kitchen. Goodbye.
Goodbye, son. Their press conference was garbage, only featuring one game I had a glint of excitement for. It was only the next day that we got our actual eyes onto Anthem, which, from all available evidence, seems to be the game I wished existed when I was 8 years old. An open-world sci-fi loot RPG with Iron Man-style jetpack exosuits? Yes, please! Thank you very much. But you know what else looked cool? Destiny. The game that this basically is, sans flying, and Mass Effect Andromeda, and No Man's Sky. Goodness potato skins. Everything I love turns to ash in the wind. I refuse to get my hopes up. I won't do it. Not this time. But underwater jetpacks! Underwater! So cool! New Wolfenstein! Sure, it was shattering to see protagonist BJ Blast Biscuit still up and kicking after they ended his character arc so beautifully in the last game. But after the longest trailer ever that I did not mind, well, I didn't mind. Everything else was either stupid or VR, which makes it stupid. Oh, I forgot Dishonored! Far Cry looks like Far Cry, Assassin's Creed looks like Assassin's Creed. Mario Rabbids looks like the bastard love child of XCOM and the Minions, except Rabbids were first, making them the premier choice in ear-splittingly obnoxious talking hemorrhoids for children. Are we forgetting something? Nope. I guess that was it. No big news to cover. Oh, right! Your move, Half-Life 3. I'm just kidding. That game doesn't exist. Honestly, without Anthem being shown at the conference, which I assume is also coming to PS4, Microsoft spent another year with the least interesting lineup. Not worst. In fact, it included a lot of games I can see myself enjoying thoroughly, but Forza, no matter how pretty, is still just Forza. Meanwhile, Crackdown 3 manages to seem less impressive with each passing reveal, and Cuphead means to me now as much as, well, an actual cup. That was a bad burn. What would you suggest? Cuphead matters to me as much as religion matters to an avocado. That makes no sense. Much like the Last Night's trailer, which is possibly the best aesthetic I've ever seen in a thing. Spider-Man! Spider-Man looks great! Spider-Man saves lives! Spider-Man fights obscure villains! Oh, and everything else looks great too! Except of course for the last walking of the road to dead state of Metro. It looks generic. That's fun. I might vomit right now. I'm pretty sure I am going to. Let's get something out of the way right now. Ever since I was a young boy, growing up on Halo and Elder Scrolls, there was only one Nintendo IP I have ever truly loved. And Kirby. One game that oh, and Yoshi, one of those. It looks great. One franchise that I can never understate my appreciation Oh, right, and a new 2D Metroid. Jesus, Nintendo. How in God's name did you win this year's E3? You never win anything, except the hearts and minds of everyone 5 years younger or older than me. Psst, Bumberdash. You're acting like they announced a game where Mario can turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Pivon? You okay? He can turn into a T-Rex! This changes everything! Everything! Human beings! There's possession apparently. I cannot even imagine a world before we went back to this. This is now the evolution of everything we know with human beings. Huh, wow, I guess this really was a great E3. Not a lot of new IPs, which probably has to do with why it sucked, and honestly was the initial reason I could have just stated all along, was there was absolutely no surprises, and I guess surprises is what really psychs people up for events like this, so just getting more updates on things we already knew could have gone into other conferences like a PAX or a PSX or like one of those type things, so technically E3 is even less relevant than it has ever been before because all we did was get shinier, higher production updates on the development of games we already knew existed and already looked great before. But hey, 2018 looks rad. Forget about DNA and forget about political elections. If we're all alive, Mario's a turtle now, or a fish. I can't even understate how amazing this is.